Good. Going to Santi?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. How you doing, boss?
Good, man. Busy day. How about you?
I am just starting, man.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, first ride. I'm just chilling. Like, it's going to be a long night, man. Just chill.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
One ride at a time.
Yeah.
You got family stuff going or errands?
No, me and some friends are going down to there's a country fest concert kind of thing going on at Petco.
What time?
It starts at 4.
Shit. It's going to be packed there today.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
I just got off work this morning pretty late, so I'm trying to play catch up. I kind of just got behind the 8 ball right out of the gate, so it's like...
I hear you.
My friends wanted me at their house at like 3, and I was like, yeah, looking at my clock as the time's going on. I'm like, that's not happening.
We're almost there.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
I can get you there a little faster if you like.
I'll take it. Sometimes in life, when things are telling you to slow down, you just need to slow down.
Hallelujah, brother. I slow everything down. Every ride, watch, I forgot right now. I'm going to do it right now. Stop. Meaning, leave me alone.
Yeah.
After I'm done, I'll decide when I want to go. 5
Right.
minutes later, maybe I want to stretch. Maybe I want to pee, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget and it pops and the noise, it gets you, dude. It's like
totally.
programmed. I'm like, oh shit, I better take this one.
Yeah, what is that? Like Pavlov's theory? You hear that bell ring, you got to eat the food kind of thing?
100%. They know
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, totally.
Come on, I know I'm a slave to them. I admit it.
Right, yeah. But that's part of that acceptance, you know?
Yeah.
It's mostly out of my control, but
99%.
yeah.
Look,
That's where you can slow down, right?
you're happy, I'm happy,
That's
we're
right.
good.
That's right.
They can't take that away.
That is right.
And I'd rather be here than in a prison, right?
Damn straight, man.
Driving Uber, way better than being afraid if someone's gonna jack you at night, you know?
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Like, you gotta comply. If you don't, it's like, it's tough.
Yeah.
But I love it, man. Like, we were great because in America you have such opportunities. So,
Where are you from originally?
I was born in Pakistan.
Okay. Right.
I joke around about it. My mom was like, she goes, "Made in Africa, born in Pakistan." So I got some voodoo shit at me, dude.
Oh, right on.
Because these people don't realize it. Look, if you're gonna have sex and you're out partying, there's ancient spirits there. They're gonna be like, "Oh, these guys are vulnerable."
Right.
So that energy. Then I was born in Pakistan through poverty, right? And somehow my mom got me to America when I was 19 years old. And then I learned about animation and graphics,
Right.
and bro, I haven't stopped. I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So my story is basically I drive Uber, I have great conversations, I add visuals, and I just share it as a blog, as a video, as a lesson for me, just what I'm learning for my kids.
Yeah.
And dude, it's awesome. It's like now it makes Uber fun.
Yeah. That's what life's about, man, is, I'm a firefighter paramedic, so I meet a lot of people
Oh, you're a healer, yeah.
in a lot of different situations.
Yeah.
You know?
But they're
that's-
they're in stress.
Yeah, and I used to be a mechanic. I used to do computer-aided drafting and design, and then kind of put it to the universe, like, man, this isn't what I'm supposed to do. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I was working at an auto parts store.
No way.
Fire truck rolls up, does an inspection on my building, and then it kind of hit me. It's kind of like, how do you like your job? And
Yeah.
the guy who was doing the inspection spent an hour as the other guys went to
Yeah,
the buildings and just told me everything about the fire service, why it was cool, why being a paramedic's cool. And I was like, I think I'm going to try it. And took a few classes to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Never looked back. Continued on school, became a paramedic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now tell me, how long does that take to become a paramedic?
Start to finish, just education-wise, probably about 2.5 years.
Okay.
Because you have to have experience. An EMT course you could take in a semester.
So is it a bachelor's or is just?
You get an associate's out of it if
Okay.
you have your general ed.
Got it. And then what happens after that?
So the EMT course is one class, one semester, and you can work as an EMT, which is basic. That's, CPR.
Yeah.
You take people from hospital to hospital that are low risk.
Okay.
And then once you're an EMT for a year, you can go to school for EMT paramedic, which is all the medications, intubations. You can put tubes in people's throats.
So next level up, you can make more money then.
Yeah, it's not a lot more money,
but more responsibility,
a lot more responsibility.
Okay. So these are the ones that you see in the ambulances.
If they're going lights and sirens, they're probably paramedics.
Okay.
If they're just driving around not with lights and sirens, they're probably EMTs, just basics.
Oh, that's the difference. So it's paramedics or EMT.
Yeah, EMTs can go lights and sirens if they get called to a paramedic level call and they don't have enough paramedic ambulances out there.
Got it. Depends on supply and demand.
Yeah, exactly. And
okay, then what happened after that?
So I ended up going to school, being a paramedic, working as a medic for probably 3 years at that point. That was when the 2008 recession happened.
2008.
So it was very hard to get a job anywhere. And so I just worked as a medic, making $7.80
minimum wage.
Yeah, very minimum.
Oof.
And then worked my way up to about $13 when I left, and I got hired with the fire department.
And you're single though, right?
Married. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Damn.
And so
tough times.
Yeah, but I got hired right when I had my first kid.
Okay. That's the blessing.
It was very much a blessing of just going like, wow, okay, now I can supply my family with what
that's divine. That's perfect timing, dude.
Yeah. And
okay, hold on. So 2008, so okay, 1 year working, so 3.5 years. Then so 4th year you applied for a firefighter?
Yeah, so
how does that work?
I started at the end of 2006 as an EMT, became a paramedic in 2008.
Okay.
Worked as a medic from the end of 2008 until the end of 2012, so it was almost
4 years.
Yeah. And I've been a firefighter paramedic ever since. So for 10 years.
So you're with the fire, like a city in a fire, and you go stay there for a couple of days.
Yep. Yeah, we work 2 days, and then when we're fully staffed, you get 4 days off. But we haven't been fully staffed in some time, so I'm usually working 3 days straight.
Okay, so hold on. So how do you deal with? Okay, I got a question for you because this is what I want to learn to deal with. Like, okay, when I drive and I see a cop or a cop pulls me over, I feel that energy. You as a paramedic, when you go in and you're dealing with stress and trauma, what do you feel energy-wise? Because the level of the situation and the amount of people involved, you're going to feel something different in a sixth sense.
Definitely.
So explain to me, like, what do you... Because look, you're dealing with people with high energy, high emotions, which means, in my culture, like, angels are there, the demons are there.
Yeah, exactly. So there's science behind it, where your frontal lobe of your brain is critical thinking, and so they teach you in a regular, school environment how to critically think on different calls. They give you different situations, but that stress level is kind of there, but not what real life is like. That stress hormone is called cortisol, and it directly affects your critical thinking. The reason it's there is because when we used to have predators that hunted us,
instinct.
The people who didn't think and just ran away survived, and they passed on their genes. The people who sat there and started to critically think, that didn't have that blocking of thought, and they started thinking too much, they got eaten. Right? That's like the story that they always tell.
Survival of the fittest.
Right,
yeah.
And so that's why we still have it, even though it's not really necessary.
The freeze response.
Right,
okay.
of just not thinking, just going away, right?
So, okay, so I feel that as anxiety.
Yeah, exactly, it's anxiety.
So that's just, I need to just breathe, relax, and not be in that state, because you're not supposed to make decisions in that state, because you're not programmed to do that.
You can't. And I train new guys who aren't used to that situation. And to answer your question, how I got used to it, just being in the industry long enough where my frontal lobe got used to cortisol. So now high stress situations don't really stress me out anymore because I'm so used to that. It's almost like a
environment
addiction,
exposure,
right?
yeah.
Exactly. You get you build a tolerance to
No. It's like weed. Like if you smoke or alcohol, eventually you need more.
Exactly, to get that effect.
Okay, so how do you deal with life then?
Well, that's the hard part. Is
everyone has a coping mechanism.
Yeah, and we call it the bucket. Everybody has a bucket of stress.
Yeah.
They'll put a drop of water, you pour a cup, depending on the situation, that bucket gets full. So how you have to empty your bucket, otherwise your anxiety level's too high. I've had bad anxiety.
Mm.
How I deal with it, I've had a lot of therapy, but
Okay.
just tools on thinking a different outlook at life. You know, so 3 types of business in the world: my business, your business, and the universe's business.
Yeah.
The only one you control is your own.
Yeah.
So if we're driving and I'm running late,
Mm.
well, all the factors that made me get to running late,
Mm.
I couldn't control.
Mm-mm.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have been late.
And,
So it's that
yeah.
acceptance of what is real.
And for me, this conversation was supposed to happen for me, for my blog, my podcast, because I love, like, I get 1 or 2 of these a day where you go in deep and I learn about a career as well as opportunity for anyone that's interested in this field. I can talk about it and
Yeah.
share it with the world, you know?
And, you know, when you start looking at life with that outlook of what's in your control and what's not, what is true and what is not. Because a lot of people beat themselves up on mistakes they made. I used to beat myself up a lot when people I wanted to save, I didn't save.
No, those
Right.
are lessons, man.
Yeah. And you
This
start
is-
looking at it like, no, what is true? I did everything I could.
Yeah. We're not God. I mean, we
No.
can't control
And
that.
the
Yeah.
universe said that was not
Yeah.
what was supposed to happen. Otherwise, I would have done something different, or
Yeah.
or what I did would have changed the outcome.
So is there a random story that stands out? Like, I can tell you.
I got one, yeah.
Okay, tell me.
So I was a brand new medic, and it was on the 15 freeway, and they were doing construction on the 15 freeway. So there's the concrete K-rails. They had it where like it split over to 1-lane concrete K-rail, and this teenager was driving. He's probably 17,
Mm-hmm.
and he fell asleep at the wheel. And he was in a convertible. I remember it was red, and this was 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's probably longer than that. It's probably 11 years ago. Hit the K-rail, flipped over onto its roof, and it was convertible. And so, you know,
It's underneath.
65 miles an hour, flip, skid for, you know, God knows how far. And me and my partner on the ambulance were the first on scene. And I remember my first instinct looking at that car is, oh, this is gonna be a dead on scene. There's no way. You know, and I start walking up to the car, and there's an officer, there was somebody talking to the officer, which I figured was the witness. And I go up to the car and I look at the car, there's nobody in the car. And the car is smashed. I mean, if this was the car, the roof line would have been down to here. And I'm kind of confused for a second. And I go up to the officer and I said, hey, did he get ejected? You know, because now I'm thinking, hey, where is this patient that I need to render aid to? He goes, no, this is him. And I'm like looking at this kid, and the kid's obviously shaken up. But he's not a scratch on him in a convertible that flipped onto his roof. And I remember thinking, oh man, you know what happened? I start talking to him, and
Hold on, pause for 1 second.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me digest this for a second.
Yeah.
This has to be a miracle.
it is.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of good, bad, and indifferent stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's very few moments like this, and this is where it would give me goosebumps thinking about it.
He fell out of the car.
No. So I start talking to him, and I said, what happened? He said, well, you know, it's really late. I'm leaving my job. I'm just trying to get home. And I fell asleep, and next thing you know, I'm in the air, upside down. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I woke up upside down, and I felt like somebody pushed me down. Pushed me down. And I remember holding on, but I remember somebody holding me in this pocket.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Right?
I'm getting goosebumps.
And I'm like thinking to myself, what? Somebody pushed you down? And he's like, yeah. And I'm thinking, okay, well, and I'm trying to logically think, right?
Yeah.
Well, if it was the asphalt or the concrete when he hit, or the roof, the convertible, soft top convertible, he'd have scratches all over his head.
Yeah.
So it has to be a miracle.
Yeah.
Something happened. Somebody's looking out for the spirits, right? There's
Yeah.
spirits in the universe, good, bad, you know.
Yeah, they're both sides.
Yeah, and it's like somebody who's looking out for you and protected you.
But how is he out of the car?
He opened the door and got out.
Oh, because it was upside
Yeah,
down,
but
but the
he
door's still open.
Yeah, this door's still open. He was able to get out and walked out and was completely fine, not a scratch on him. And we didn't take him to the hospital because he didn't want to go. He was fine.
Oh, he needs shock. He still didn't go?
But no, because vitals were all good, and he didn't have a scratch on him. And I tried to get him to go, but he didn't want
And
to.
this is one of your first first critical situations?
No, I've had many other ones, but that was the first one that
Oh, so you've seen miracles.
I feel like I have.
Yeah. No, I dude, like, yeah.
It's wild, right?
No, I believe it because
Yeah.
look, when I drive, there's been situations where I could have died because look, you drive 12, 14 hours a day. I get tired. I
Right.
get sleepy. I'm a human being. And somehow, like, a passenger will say something and I'll do something and get out and I'm like, thank you. And they're like, we got you. I'm like, if you didn't say what you said,
Right.
me alone is just not enough sometimes.
Right.
So it's, for me, it was an angel's voice through him directing me like, yo,
Absolutely.
you're in the zone, wake up.
Right.
And my instinct just responded, meaning the energy had to connect through another person to
Right.
tell me, now I can take over.
Right.
And then I sit there with goosebumps and I can't drive. I take a break,
Right.
I calm myself down and I decide, am I safe and coherent enough to process or do I
Right.
need to call it a day?
Right.
Okay, so you feel these energies when you go there.
Yeah. And there's people that'll show up that, you know, there's, in my mind, there's dead and there's dead. There's dead, which I know we can't bring back, but there's people that just died. And a lot of the time, I feel like, and I talk to these patients, even though people are, you know, I teach my new guys, you got to talk to them, they can hear you. And I've had patients that have come back, that we've resuscitated them. They've come by the fire station to say thank you 2 months later. And they go, I remember you talking.
Yeah.
I remember your voice.
Well, I know what happens because it's happened to me. Like, I'll tell you what happens. I popped out of my body in a car accident.
Yeah.
I saw it all from outside my body, and then it finished. I swooped back in, and then I jumped out that window. And I remember it very clear. It's an out-of-body experience.
Yeah. And that's why they call it that. And that's not the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
The people I've been doing CPR on have told me they were there, but not the person I was doing compressions on.
Yeah.
They were on the outside looking at everybody working their vessel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just called a near-death experience.
Yes.
I've had it 3 times in my life.
That's incredible.
But I'll tell you, I had one like a couple years ago that changed my life because it's the energy is changing in the universe now.
Yes.
I think like if you're nice and you're kind and you serve and you work hard, then the universe reveals more of its gifts. Because you're seeing the miracles. I see them when I drive all the time.
Right. It's very true.
Yeah.
I think it's very true. And I think, you know, if you have a good heart and you have good intent and have action behind that intent to help people that need help, regardless of what it is, not even in an emergency situation,
You're
just
good.
anybody.
You're good.
I think that's I like that the universe reveals more of itself to you. I like that view.
Look, all you have is Mother Nature, and we're the fleas that are walking on.
That's it. That is it. Yeah.
All right, tell me, I'm
this
close.
This is it right here.
On the left?
Yeah, right here on the left.
Hey, man, that was a good conversation.
That was a great conversation.
Hey, can I share this on my blog
You
as
can.
anonymous?
You can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me get you over this. Ugh. I appreciate it. You know what? This is a good message.
It was very nice meeting you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Share it.
Right.
You know,
Mr. Andrew,
it does.
appreciate
That
it.
moment doesn't belong to just me.
Yeah. God bless you, brother.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you.